Truckers X TV on air. We are now live in 3, 2, 1. June 21st, 9:48 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. In the previous episode, we completed Day 1 investigation of Reunion and Turnabout. Today, we're going to go into court right now in trial Day 1. If you're hyped for today's episode, make sure to hit that like button. It's greatly appreciated to the channel. What? Oh, it's loud. My headphones are loud. Prosecutor Von Karma, you mean? No, I heard it's his successor this time. Successor? Manfred Von Karma, he was really a sinister man. He pulled all sorts of nasty tricks, all so he can win. He was a man obsessed with the word perfection. He had a perfect record for 40 long years. He knows what sorts of dirty tricks he used to get each of those guilty verdicts. Who knows? And now his successor. I wonder what kind of person they will turn out to be. It's no good. Mr. Maya! Pearly! You showed up. Thanks for coming on this way. I was really worried about you. Oh, where'd my mouse go? Hey, where's your mother? Didn't you two come together? Mother is watching over the trainees. She said they have training for 2 days straight with no breaks. Huh? Then you came all by yourself? Yep, I snuck out of the manor and followed a map. Don't tell me you walked all the way here. Of course not. I ran. I can't. Oh my. It takes 2 hours by train. Pearly, what about the train? Huh? What's a train? I give up. It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. What if Von Karma tries to do something to me? At least I know Mr. Edgewood would be nicer to me than Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth? Who is that? He's Nick's rival. Well, he's also a friend. What? Oh, what the heck? I thought it was him. I still remember him as if only I'd just seen him yesterday. Every trial was a scorching, fierce battle until the very end. It was always back and forth then. But when you're rivals for life... Maya! Please! Don't mention that name ever again. Huh? But why, Nick? I'm sorry, Maya. I forgot you don't know. He's gone. And he's not coming back. What? Wait a second. What's that supposed to mean? Court will commence shortly. Please proceed into the courtroom. Let's go. Now's not the time to talk about that anyway. Nick? June 21st, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. Are the prosecution and defense prepared? What is with this girl? Aha, Mr. Wright, are you finally prepared? Huh? Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always seem mad at me? Mr. Phoenix Wright, you must be a little shocked because I am a woman, correct? Hold on, so this kid is the famed prosecutor Von Karma? I am Franziska, hopefully that's the right pronunciation. If not, then I'm sorry. I am Franziska Von Karma, the prodigy. I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge. Revenge? Is this about her father, Manfred Von Karma? Why do I feel like I'm talking in Russian, not German? Oh well. If it's something of that personal nature, I'm sure you can... Oh! I'm talking. If you interrupt again, my whip will do the speaking for me. Please speak with your mouth like a normal person. I beg of you. Yo! Make no mistake, I will defeat you. Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm trying to go for a German accent, come on now. Prosecutor Von Carmel, your opening statement, please. Those of the Von Carmel blood have only one fate, and that is perfection. The defendant, Maya Fey, will find no escape from her own guilt on my watch. Very well. What is the defense position? Your Honor? Does the defense wish to enter a plea of not guilty? Yes. Foolish fool. Foolish fool who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. 10 minutes. I give the defense 10 minutes before it changes its plea. That's right. I'll have you running for the justified self-defense plea in no time. Justified self-defense? A plea usually reserved for when a person unintentionally kills in defense or of himself. We could very easily make a solid case that it was self-defense, but... Defense stands by the plea of not guilty, Your Honor. Because to plead, justified self-defense is to say you did kill someone. How foolish. If that's how you want to play Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I shall now call my first witness. She's just as scary as her father. Like daughter, I suppose. Witness, your name and occupation. Yes, sir. My name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm a detective at the local precinct. Ah! Get to the point already. Explain to the court the details of this murder. Yes, sir. If everyone would please look at this map. The channeling chamber has no windows and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only the victim and the defendant were in the room. What were they doing in there? They were channeling a spirit, sir. Channeling a spirit? The look of disbelief on the judge's face. Anyway, a few minutes after the channeling started, gunshots were heard coming from inside the room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke down the door and rushed into the room. When they found that the victim was already dead, correct? I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I have ever presided over. 4 plans added to the court record. So, how was the victim killed? I was about to get that. Stop wasting my time, then. Cause of death. The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. The shot was fired from point-blank range. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. That is poorly added. So the victim was stabbed before being shot. This is the victim's autopsy report, sir. Autopsy report added to the court record. The court accepts it into evidence. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness. We're all by ourselves, right? Ah, shoot, I forgot that one moment. Okay. The direct cause of death was a pistol. Let's just check on the items we have. What do we have? After being stabbed in the chest, he was shot in the forehead at point blank. Alrighty then. And then, what do we have here? So this is where it happened. This is where we answer. Okay. But just to press on forward. The shot was fired from point blank range. Point blank, huh? So how about how far away was it? It was anywhere between 12 to 20 inches away. And how do you know he was shot at point blank? Tisk, tisk, tisk. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I grow tired of the foolish foolery of the foolish fools of this foolish country. Oh my god, she's worse than freaking Miss Likey-like. Excuse me? Gunpowder burn. gunpowder burn? When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole.
Gunpowder exploding is what makes a bullet fire, and that gets real hot, pal. And there were definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead.
Wow, never knew that. Live and learn, I guess.
Live and learn. Well, before the victim was
stabbed? And what was he stabbed with?
a fruit knife. I see, and whose knife was it? It looks like it belongs to the face, sir. And of course, my face fingerprints are all over it. All over it, huh?
Does this not look good? Haha, what will you do now, Mr. Phoenix Light? Freaking S&M right there with her. How severe was the wound?
If it had been half an inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand.
This just what makes Maya looks like she had stabbed him with the intent to kill. Are you sure he was stabbed first, then shot?
Yep, sure as his curve be. One look at the wounds, and you can come to the same conclusion too, pal.
A fool is a fool who will only listen to the foolish opinions of other foolish fools. Tongue twist if you want, dang. A pistol shot out to the forehead at point blank is certainly enough to kill instantly. Doesn't matter, then, which was first? Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix Light. What a pain. What a pain is this accent. Nothing sounds out of place so far. I should try to learn more about the murder weapons for now.
Oh, what up? Back it up. There's one thing I did not press. The murder weapon, Detective Gumshoe. Whose pistol was it? It was the victim's.
The victim? Now why would he have...
Objection!
Why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point that you are missing is whose fingerprints are on the pistol. If you're not already paying attention to that, then I suggest you start.
Fingerprints? Then were fingerprints. Along with the victims, the defendant, Maya face were also on the grip, sir. So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon.
I walked right into her hands there.
That's enough! We have clearly established how the victim was murdered. I brought the two murder weapons with me today. Very well, the court accepts them into evidence.
The date and time of death was June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Eyewitness claimed to have heard two gunshots at the time.
And the two murder weapons with the defendant's fingerprints on them? This does seem like an open-shut case.
Naturally.
This is going from bad to worse. As if the something just now wasn't oversimulating things to the extreme.
Your Honor, feel free to slam that little gavel of yours. After all, there is no room left for doubt, is there?
That is quite true, Mr. Wright.
Yes?
Even in the face of all this, do you still wish to plead not guilty? It's the opinion of the court that if you do not adjust your plea, you stand to lose.
See, just as I promised, Mr. Wright. Mr. Phoenix Wright, you would change your plea in less than 10 minutes.
What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change to justify self-defense because now will be the time to do so? This is your final chance.
This is a huge decision. I better think this through all the way. If we plead justified self-defense, we would basically be confessing to a murder. After the trial, Maya's life would be destroyed, and she'd be labeled as a murderer. I can't let that happen.
Your Honor, have you reached a conclusion, Mr. Wright?
The defense will not change its plea. We will accept nothing short of complete acquittal. You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Light. Detective!
Yes, sir?
Present the final portion of your testimony, the final strike.
Yes, sir. Now, see here, proceedings are run by... Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, detective, and give your testimony.
I think the court would like to hear the other piece of incriminating evidence. Incriminating evidence.
Sorry, pal, but there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime.
Purple? Pink?
As you can see, it's covered in blood. The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. So this is the costume. There certainly is evidence of backspray blood on this. This page directly links Maya Fey to the crime, sir. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Alright, Mr. Wright.
Maya's fingerprints on both murder weapons and blood splatters on her clothes. Could this situation get any worse? Ha! What's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to suck up with your tail between your legs, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Please stop calling me by my full name. It's disturbing. Incriminating evidence. Oh, I forgot to do that.
There's even more incriminating piece of evidence. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime.
Maya's costume? Yeah, she was wearing this when we arrested her.
Maya, she's wearing her channeling costume today too. Is she not allowed to wear anything else?
This blood on the costume. Lab results show that it was the victim's blood. So there is blood from the victim's defendant's clothes. Definitely not good.
Were there any other clues you could glean from that piece of evidence?
Well, I'll tell you this.
If you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But too bad, not enough time. Time to move on.
Oh, yes, Miss Von Karma was perfectly correct.
Not even the judge is on her side. But if I bite off more than I can chew here, what should I do? Why is Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she suddenly threw out an objection like that. There must be a clue somewhere on this costume. I just have to look harder.
Mr. Wright, this Von Karma logic is perfect. There's no way for you to poke a hole in it.
So my time is up. So about the costume.
Your Honor?
Actually, there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence.
What? What are you talking about, pal? Where is the problem are you talking about?
I've come this far. There's no turning back now. The problem I have with this piece of evidence is here. Take that! I asked the court to please take a look at this sleeve of this costume.
The sleeve? There's a tiny hole here. A hole? Well, that was in the report. Hold on. What's this around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder. Gunpowder? No one ever told me. A hole that smells of gunpowder.
Looks like I found the hole I was looking for.
Your Honor, the only logical conclusion you can make is that it must be a bullet hole. Order, order, order. This is very grave matter. It's best we correct the court record first before anything else. Sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir.
Is she actually smiling? What else is she hiding? Pull yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony. That just now was a fluke, nothing more. How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight.
Well, I agree it's a mistake on part of the police. What Prosecutor Von Carr has said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find a more definite problem with the evidence, then...
No way.
Detective Gumshoe, please continue with your testimony.
Yes, sir. Where do you left off? He wasn't fighting back? How do you know if he was or wasn't?
We could find no evidence that the victim put up any sort of struggle, pal. So did the murderer have a fight with the victim or not? Depending on this, the circumstances around the murder changed drastically.
We're in real trouble now. If only had something to prove that the victim did fight back. That Von Karma, she thinks she can decide the verdict with this testimony alone. I have to somehow find a critical contradiction and then I'll have her. Find a reason that it did fight back? This is the costume that would. And the costume? Clothes Maya was wearing at the time, touched for details. Oh, we're touching it, alright, we can't fully examine. Besides the bloodstains. Clothes Maya was wearing at the time of the murder. Murder weapon was Gray's. Wait, that makes sense. If the defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back, if he was not fighting back, then why would he have this murder weapon? Was Gray's 2 shots fired? So then why would he have that? That did not make sense! Because literally, it's his own gun! How would he... Oh, I rather not know. Because literally, it's his own gun! What am I missing? What was the knife? Stabbed in the chest, then shot at point blank. Gunpowder residue around the bullet. Am I missing something here? So what trial are we on again? Car has testified further evidence, costume. After updating Maya's costume presented on Gumshoe's fourth statement. What was the fourth statement? 1, 2, 3, 4. Objection! Detective Dick Gumshoes.
Yes? Having you calling by my phone has got a weird feeling.
You said that my client killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back.
Yeah, I did.
Then what may I ask, is the bullet hole you police overlooked supposed to mean?
What does it mean?
I'll tell you what it means. It means that the victim had fired off a shot. Is that what it means to not fight back?
Oh, you're right. It would seem that way. If the victim tried to shoot the defendant, then it would change everything.
Alright, the wind seems to be shifting. Ha! What is with the "are you finished yet" laugh? Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix Light?
Miss Von Karma.
It seems that Maya Fey was shot at by the victim. However, that is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea.
That's correct.
But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. They rejected justified self-defense and plead not guilty.
Now did you? Why, that's right.
Which means, the defense has yet to prove anything at all. No!
Well, yes, that's true.
Furthermore, just the fact that there is a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense.
How so? Ah!
Don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. With the new information we acquired added in, of course.
Oh, you mean by myself? You want me to put together that scenario all by myself? Ah! Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
What transpired? How many more? Yo, this is all in one episode. This is all already then.
During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up the opening and took the victim's gun and ended it. This scenario you have put together does make sense. Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Wright?
Just by listening, it does make sense. However, I won't give up that easily.
Please refrain from glaring at me like that. Now then, your cross-examination. Please.
There we go. Now I remember.
During the channeling, the defendant saw her.
Oh, I am my time. There is quite a difference in height difference, Dr. Gray and the defendant. I didn't body strike, and it seems unlikely the defendant could have stabbed the victim.
Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess.
Objection!
You think you can get away with such flimsy reasoning, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? Maya Fey was in the middle of channeling, was she not? When channeling with the Kurine channeling technique, the mediums physically change. With the nurse's build, the defendant could have easily been a match for the doctor. I don't believe it. She even studied up on the Kurine channeling technique. Like I said before, I am perfect.
About what you were talking about, I didn't quite get it. Never mind. Let's continue with this testimony.
So he was stabbed, but the stab wound didn't kill him.
But if you think about the blood loss, it was pretty bad.
How bad would you say it was?
Actually, I went to give up blood the other day. Afterward, I felt a little lighter and dizzy. I guess the damage was maybe about 10 times the dizziness. Ah! Sorry. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. Wait, back it up.
So you're saying that the bullet hole in the costume was made then?
Sorry, pal, but that's what I think. The two of them were already fighting when a shot was fired.
Maya, I'm really glad you weren't hurt. Maya has never fired a gun before in her life.
The victim had already taken off the safety. The safety off, even an amateur like you could fire it by pulling the trigger.
Even me? I'm wondering. Now do you understand? Von Karma's logic is perfect. This testimony certainly makes us look very bad. But there's gotta be a contradiction in there somewhere. And uncovering it is going to uncover the truth. I can feel it. I feel like there's something that could be wrong here.
I'm gonna be wasting it. But okay.
Objection!
Nope. What is this? Present Maya's costume. I did! 1, 2, 3, 4.
Objection!
Oh my god.
Missing the tiny hole in this costume will be the prosecution's undoing.
What do you mean?
The little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony.
Explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
You said the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that were true, then where is the gunpowder burn on this costume?
Gunpowder burn?
This is what you testified earlier. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole.
Oh!
But there is not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume.
That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean?
It means that when the shot was fired, when we're standing apart from each other. I'm disappointed. Mr. Phoenix, Wright? You think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? With wishy-washy thinking like that, ain't one can explain anything away. Then I implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away. And it was then they were separated that he fired. Well, how was that?
Objection!
As if that were even possible. According to the testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have the strength to push the defendant very far after that. Well, then, that's right. The defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing her, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. And then, while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took his shot. There, that should satisfy even you.
That does make an awful lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright?
I must be careful. I can't afford to make a mistake here.
There is a fatal flaw in her argument, Your Honor. Fatal? Flaw? Ew!
Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. She put some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took his shot. There must be a piece of evidence that contradicts the line of thinking. This is where I bust out this, right?
Take that!
This is the piece of evidence that destroys your logic.
What is that? A folding screen?
I would like to point the court's attention to the hole in this folding screen. It looks like you already know what I'm talking about.
Who? Where? What? Mr. Wright, your explanation, please.
Are these two really that clueless?
I am.
The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, then the folding screen. It passed through at the height at approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means when the shot was fired, the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground.
Order! This changes everything.
Please look at this diagram of the crime scene. The victim, Dr. Ray, was here when he fired the shot, and the bullet hit this folding screen. It hit the location about 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area. What do I click? If he fired, then that would mean, like what? Right here? Is that where I'm gaining at?
I don't want to be penalized again.
Present the spot just left of where the hole is, the west side area. Present the spot just left of where the hole is. Right there.
Take that!
Come on! Even I can't even tell exactly what I'm getting at. no genius right now. Present the spot just left of where the hole is.
Take that!
She was standing here near the floating screen. Wait a second. We know the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet. But how can you gauge the distance from that? Isn't it possible that the defendant was standing much closer to the victim? That's impossible. But why? You, of all people, should know the answer to that question, Miss Von Karma. If she was shot from somewhere closer, there would be gunpowder burns present. However, there is nothing of the sort around the bullet hole of this costume. Curse you, Mr. Phoenix Eye. You!
I believe it has now been proven that the defendant was standing a ways from the victim when she was shot at. But do you think this has changed the defendant's situation?
It changes everything. Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution has claimed that the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. If that were true, delivering the final strike with the knife would be ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at the time?
Squatting all the way by the floating screen?
Exactly! If Maya Fey was the real murderer, why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike?
Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense. Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason.
Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job. Alright, with this, the rest of the trial should begin up. Last radius of disaster. You are such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix Wright. To think that you've been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had a tough time with you. You amuse me.
Of all things to inherit, why did it have to be the smarmy smile?
Detective, how dare you damage my perfect logic?
How is it all my fault?
You could start repairing yours standing by first removing that 3-stand goatee. Oh, and rest assured, your punishment will come later.
Punishment?
Well then, Your Honor, I think I have had all I can take of this detective's face. I think it's time to call in the next witness. Next witness? That's gotta be Lotta.
Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. After we convene, we will hear from the next witness. And with that, we'll end today's trial right here, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to hit that like button, comments from it. If you're a new bear, like a see from it, the Struck is like Steven. I'm signing out.